Some traditions proclaim this. Actually, there are two parts in the question, Faisal. Faisal. I'm more from this, my history is in Faisal. My history is rooted in traditions that are not so much proclaiming practice. They go boom, immediacy, this. I love that, this. And now you see it like that. So it's not by accident that I connected with these traditions, because I'm so fiery myself and I love immediacy. I tell you a little story, some of you know. When I first met my first guru, he was a disciple of Nisargadatta. Faisal, if you have not heard of him, look him up, Nisargadatta. You find him on internet. He's a master in immediacy. And I love that, you know. And my master said, you are already free, you just need to realize it. And I said, wow, that's wonderful. And he said, yeah, it is immediate, it is immediate, it is immediate. I said, okay, I'm ready, where is it? That was the first satsang. Come on, where is it? You know? Yeah, you talk about immediacy, I want it now. I was really like that. I want it now. You say it is about immediacy. Not well, where is it? And he was like, he was just doing this. He said, you can be here, but I don't want to hear you. Okay. So I came to every satsang. I didn't ask anything. There was enough going on. I just made these kind of ears, like Ganesha ears. And I was with my heart like this, like Hanuman, you know, ripping open my heart so I could be touched everywhere, like that. Took many years before I was fully saturated. It took many years before immediacy was revealed to me. What it took from me was year in, year out going to satsang and sitting with these big ears and with this open heart and this willingness to be touched, to be ripped apart, whatever. And at some point I just fell in meditation for hours a day, many hours a day, for quite a while. And everything dissolved in this luminous silence. So there are so many traditions, so many awakening traditions, and they all proclaim something different. This has worked for me very well. So it's Mahayana Buddhism, it is Advaita Vedanta. I was with you know that probably, Faisal, Punachi, Shantimai, it's all about directly experiencing life, and over time that you are in this spiritual domain, your being is being purified. And purified means that fixed ideas loosen up, and by your willingness to experience them, they dissolve. So more and more light is coming into your being, and at some point you realize luminosity. So in the lineages that I've been connected with, is not much practice, not much. The practice is the vigilance, practice, so to speak, is your vigilance during the day, your vigilance, your receptivity, your passion. You know, like we're living here on the ashram, we are quite active during the day. But when you are doing some activity, you do things in the garden, or you wash the vegetables, or you cook, or you clean, or, you know, or you bring some bricks. We do a lot of bringing bricks from here to there. This is also what we do a lot, bringing bricks, but this pile, there, in all the renovations that we do. How present are you? So I challenge the people who are here to bring to life their presence, their vigilance, that they are aware of the thought stream, that they are aware of criticism, judgments, negative whatever. That this awareness is awake all day. So it is not like, oh, I sit for an hour, okay, it is over, now time for coffee. It is here, it is all day, no matter if you do something, or you sit still, or you eat, or whatever. So that is how we do here, and it's working pretty well. Actually, it's working very well. So it looks here very simple, extremely common, too common. It's almost suspicious how common it looks. Nothing special. But people lighten up. And that's what it is all about, no matter what we do here. So there's so many different traditions, and I've always been a fiery one, and for me these worlds of immediacy and I had a capacity to discriminate what is true, what is not true. Like Gyan, this lineage of Gyan was suiting me very well, as I had a well-trained mind. It was suiting me very well. But eventually this capacity to discriminate always has to meet the loving heart. And some people don't have so much a developed capacity to discriminate, but they have a love to serve, or they have a loving heart very much, or they have a surrendered being. And all of that is suitable for your awakening journey. And the people who have a devotional or surrendered being, their capacity to discriminate will awaken anyway. And the people who have a very well-trained mind will find this unconditional love. All these different approaches will meet anyway at some point. Anyway. So this is how it goes here. And the teachings, like you have attended satsangs, Faisal, online, and you see we talk about many different levels, so to speak. We talk sometimes about very mundane things and sometimes about very deep things, or sometimes even psychological or emotional things. As you know, it all goes. Okay, then your second part of your question, after awakening, there's really nothing to do. I hear that also, but I don't understand it. You know, that there's something. I hear that from other people, but again, I can only rely on my life and my experience, and nothing has changed since. Full stop, nothing has changed since. And yeah, I do love to be completely still, but it is a little bit impractical for me, because then everything just drops, falls. So after my awakening, I was so absorbed in silence that that was fine. There was nothing that I wanted. I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to do anything. My masters pushed me on this seat, you know, to guide people home. I was pushed in this seat, and it feels like I put on a very thin coat, something like that. And then I can drive a car, and then I can hang out with you guys. Something, a very thin coat. Otherwise, I can't operate very well. That is how it is for me. But I can imagine that it can be very different for other people. I wouldn't know what to do, you know. There's nothing to polish. You can't polish your awakened being. There's nothing here. You can't maintain it. It doesn't apply. It's just light. Unobstructed light. You know, the light is everywhere, but it seems to be obstructed for many people. It's only obstructed by convictions, by beliefs. Faisal, you are already home. So don't let any conviction enter this luminosity, this spaciousness that you are. Somebody was also talking to me about bliss. Bliss is a state of being, and it's a very, very, very lofty and beautiful state of being, that when people experience that, they say, okay, leave me alone, I'm fine. So I remember that from my own journey. For a long time I was in this, and I knew it was a state of being, and I knew this had to be surrendered to somehow. It is very easily accessible for me. But again, then I don't operate very well. So it is a state that comes and goes, like anger, you know, comes and goes. like feelings and experiences, they come and go. And bliss also, so it is not, according to my sight, the absolute. Absolute has no conditions, it has no flavors, it has no attributes. It's free from all of that. And people talk very differently about that, but this is how I see it. And at some point you need to completely rely on your own sight. But first be with a guru, and otherwise you can get stuck in you think it is your sight that you rely on, but actually it is your ideas that you rely on. So first come to full stop under the guidance of an awakened one. And actually during your journey you rely on your own experience. But you have this bond, this connection with a guru who can show you something deeper, something bigger than what you have found. Look it up, Nisargadatta Faisal. Look and see if it speaks to you. Nisargadatta, gesture of what is natural. Awakened being is a natural being. Gesture of what is natural. Nisargadatta. Beautiful, huh? Yeah. Natural, nothing special, natural. So awakening is not a state of being. Every state of being is under the law of coming and going. It's time.